What's up, y'all? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back. And I am extremely late with my reviews, but bear with me. So we're gonna start off with Married to Medicine. So Heavenly visits Dr. Damon at his office. He has a pain specialist facility. He's opened his second location, very successful. Heavenly's getting all hot and bothered because Dr. Damon Daddy has opened another location. So happy to see a black man working for himself, right? So then they talk about the dinner at Simone's house. Damon apologizes for the way that they left and how he spoke to her, because the way that he told Heaven to be quiet and how you don't need to do all of that. So I'm so sorry, Daddy. I'm so sorry. I was being disrespectful. You told me to be quiet and I didn't do it. And I thought you were just talking to me. No, he was talking to everybody about how they were acting. When he directed that the women can cut deep, the women has no lines, no boundaries, that was towards everybody, not just Heavenly. And Contessa, Heavenly's like, listen, I love her, but we're not in a good place. I can be around her, I can talk to her, but I ain't gotta address her. You know what I'm saying? We have just too much animosity towards one another that we don't need to be in the same room. We don't. And she praises Dr. Damon for being a good husband, being a good father, a good provider. And the way that Heavenly has been acting out is because of her mother's illness. Her mother is dying. Her mother don't know she's gonna last a week. And he didn't put two and two together, that's where her energy was. That's where her anger was. That's where all of the yelling came from. But she felt like, I know I don't express what's going on with my mom and I was acting out, but that was no excuse, you know? And Contessa didn't know. Contessa found out when they went and got the O shot that Heavenly's mother is dying. And that's what she can tell from the anger that Heavenly is coming off as, that she knows where she's coming from. And, thinking about what her mother's going through right now, her mother is in pain, okay? She can't eat, she can't feel anything. She broke her hip. She doesn't like the pain medication. She's ready to go. She told Heavenly, I'm tired. I'm ready to go. And to lose somebody is the hardest. You know what I'm saying? My husband dealt with loss. I've dealt with loss. But losing a parent, that's the worst loss you could ever experience. My husband lost his mother when he was 15. And I'll never imagine how that would have felt, because I love my parents with everything that I have, but I couldn't do it. And if I'm coming out irate, it's because of my death. It's because of death in the family, and this death hit me hard. You're going to give me that space. I'm sorry. Sometimes you're going to have to, take it for what it is. If I'm acting out, I'm going through grief. I'm going through grief. And then at the same time, while she's having the conversation, Contessa's in the office with Scott and talking about, how are you and Heavenly doing? Every time you guys are around each other, it's like a boxing match. It's a round. First round, fuck you, Heavenly. Second round, you've never been a good friend to me. Third round, fuck you, Heavenly. Fuck you. Learn to shut the fuck up. It's like, wow. But Contessa says she's over it. Like she said, she's over it. Okay? She wants to send Heavenly love and peace. Okay? Because her mother is dying. And Contessa knows what that feels like when she lost her mother. She knows where that can take you. Heavenly likes to joke, but losing your mother is no joking matter, and I know that she's definitely going through something. So all I can do is send her love from afar. I love her like a sister. We fight like sisters. I don't want to add no more stress. So I'm going to give Heavenly a pass as to how she's been acting. I'm going to give that to her. And that was very big of Contessa to do, especially when it comes to that time, because your emotions are all over the place when you deal with the loss. You don't know where the laugh, cry, yell, scream. You all over the place. So it was big of Heaven, of Contessa, to be like, girl, at the end of the day, I'm going to give this to her. I just going to send her blessings, peace, and love, and everything. Audra. Audra is meeting up with her wedding planner. She and Martin got married earlier in the year, but since COVID have opened up, COVID shut everything down, but everything's back up and running. They want to have the big ceremony, right? So she's bringing people in from Ghana, Nigeria, actors, doctors, black excellence, all the way around. Now, since they already got legally married, they're preparing for the ceremony, and everything costs so much. Everything that she wants costs a lot, okay? Getting back to how they met at Howard University homecoming. He was an alumni. She was there to have fun. Met on a Saturday, went out on a Tuesday, been together ever since. So it's looking at, I guess, either tablecloths or napkins or something, and it was about $40 a linen. That's a lot of money. Their budget was $60,000, but they are now become $60,000 over budget. They're pretty much having $100,000 wedding, and that's not what she wants. But what she wants costs a lot. You know, they even received the invoice for flowers. That was 25K. I said, what kind of flowers were these? Where they shipped from? You know, and of course she wants her heritage. You know, she's from Ghana. She wants Ghana elements. They have thrones. They have all types of African features that she wants in this wedding. Her parents love him because he's a doctor. That's it. And the final bill that they have to pay for the wedding is 40,000. That's a lot of teeth that he got to do. I was kind of happy that they opened up with what they going through as far as like money wise, how they spend money, what they think about it. But hey, when it comes to planning a wedding, sometimes you might want to do simplistic things. I mean, the fact she wants a huge ceremony, bringing in other people from different countries, that's a lot of money, and you are going to have to pay for it. When it came down to my wedding, we wanted a simple courthouse wedding, simple reception dinner, Vegas honeymoon, and then throughout the years, save for an actual ceremony, an actual wedding. And the wedding we got, loved it, appreciated, but it wasn't what we wanted. And I just like, wow, Audra, you got a lot going on, huh? Anila. Anila is dealing with her mother living with her, okay? So far, the kids are eating, but Anila's mom is not picking up the slack of cleaning up in the house. The dishes are not clean. The floors are a mess. And Anila talks about how much blogging that she does. She gets so much stuff that she can't even see her children. She didn't even see her children the other day because she was so busy blogging. And to me, whenever Anila mentions how much she blogs, I just be looking like, and y'all mad at Toya? How Toya acts like she can't do nothing, she can't relieve Eugene, but Toya is doing what she's supposed to do, which is be a stay-at-home mom. She takes care of her children. She's always there. But Anila does it. It's just like, okay. But I just don't like the fact that Anila puts so much of how much time and space she has to deal with blogging as if blogging is like a 9 to 5. You have many hours in the day to put out content. There's no time frame. If you have a certain time frame, how many hours you want to spend producing content, then that's your schedule. But the way that she does it to eliminate from her doing her daily duties being a mother is where I have an issue with. Because trying to come up with a way for her to find a nanny or find a babysitter for her kids, she has to trust that person. But she trusts her mother to take care of her kids. But at the same point in time, a grandma is a grandma. I'll care for the kids. But a random babysitter, they're not going to care for your kids. You're right. I don't know if they can drive good. I don't know if they're going to care for them. I don't know if they're going to not be comfortable around them. While trying to even point out that maybe they don't have good driving skills, she almost crashes. So she's taking her mother to her hair showroom. She wants to sell raw Indian hair, okay? Because when she was pregnant with her babies, she lost hair. 9 times out of 10, when women have children, they do lose their hair. Thank God I didn't lose any edges. You know what I'm saying? My edges pretty much grew back because I had a shaved head. My hair was shaved and I had a cut. But my hair wasn't thinning. But I do know what it feels like to lose part of your hair because I've had bald spots before, but that wasn't during pregnancy. That was during stress. But other than that, she just, didn't feel like herself. So she started getting microlinks. And the microlinks was of raw Indian hair. It made her feel beautiful. It made her feel like this is my natural hair texture. So she wanted to use that same feeling as to buy wholesale raw Indian hair and sell it. Have a big showroom where people can buy and purchase hair. Now, when she talked about losing hair, I thought that she came with a regimen of having her hair grow back along with getting microlinks. So it's just for you to buy hair, not for you to have a regimen of growing your hair back after losing it throughout pregnancy. So when we get to the event space, huge event space, but her mother's complaining about how big the space is, the expensive tile on the floor. Mother, is you buying the tile? Is you paying for it per tile? No, so be quiet. And how the back space has a big open space, enough for a kitchen. They don't want a kitchen. Did y'all see her designer? Her designer stepped right out of the 70s. Did y'all see those pants and those cowboy boots or alligator boots? I'm like, oh my God, he's lived in the 60s and he's still there. Just the fact of alone that I'm seeing that Anila's putting all of her energy into the showroom when she complained about how not having enough time to blog. Now you have enough time to open up a hair store? Not knocking it though. Open up your hair store. Most of your income, do you. But you were just complaining about not being able to blog as much. Now you have the ability to open up a hair store? Okay. Jackie. Jackie meets two women that she met at a podcast. These are two lesbians, and just keep it up in mind about going and get your vagina checked out. Have your regular checkups. And preparing for a pap smear, getting physicals. They thought, do you need to shower for a pap smear? You don't have to shower, but when it comes to a doctor's appointment where you get to test out your lady parts, you might want to be clean. Just saying. And of course, Dr. Jackie with the WebMD dictionary, how the vagina is self-cleaning. It is, Dr. Jackie, but you need soap and water for it to be really clean. Okay. And I did not know that lesbians feel like they don't need to get checked regularly because they have sex with women. They don't need to get their, sex, their lady parts checked out. And Jackie told them that same-sex relationships have just much of a higher case of catching HPV or other genital diseases as much as a heterosexual relationship. And female cancers don't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're with a man or a woman. You still need to get yourself checked out in case something was to happen, in case you are detected of a cancer, a disease, a fibroid, a cyst, of something, One of the women said she hasn't seen a doctor since 2014. Listen, earlier this year, I have been to the OBGYN more than once because I have fibroids. And while having fibroids, I also have the birth control in my arm, and it is colliding with my menstrual cycle. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I bleed more than I should. I'm not cramping. I have no period. That's due to the birth control pill. But it's like, what's going on here? I'm receiving this. I'm feeling this. So I have to get checked out. And I've been getting checked out regularly. But this year alone, I've been to OBGYN more than once due to what's going on with my fibroids, okay? And you have to make sure that everything is checked out. Getting checked regularly can prevent them finding something wrong or finding nothing wrong, but getting checked out gives you that knowledge. You don't want to be thinking that you have the best vagina in the world and you don't get it checked out regularly. You get one visit and they detect a fibroid, ovarian cyst, possibly the C word, and getting your breasts checked out, mammograms, you know what I'm saying? Make sure everything is right. We have to make sure that our bodies are checked. We have to make sure our bodies are, cleansed, clear, getting healthy. And getting a pap smear is nothing to be frowned upon. It's not comfortable, but it's helpful. Pap smear is so uncomfortable. I shiver every time I think about getting a pap smear. It's just so uncomfortable. Your legs are prodded up in the air. You get something inserted in. It was like that being pregnant. You gotta get checked every time. Oh my God, I can't. But it's like beauty is pain, but being a woman, oh my God, being a woman is so much that we gotta deal with being a woman. We gotta deal with our hair, deal with our stress, deal with our bodies, deal with our breasts, deal with having children. There's so much to do when it comes to being a woman that we gotta make sure we keep ourselves checked out. We gotta make certain that we keep ourselves of regular upkeep. Whew. But she was so nervous. Did y'all see how that girl was so nervous in that doctor's office because she hasn't been checked out since 2014? Girl, have you been keeping yourself regular, like with everything cleansing and stuff? Whew. But anyway, I couldn't do it. I get checked out, okay? Anyway, Kieran planned a guy's event. He wanted to have bourbon tasting, massages, manis, patties. He wanted them to dress dapper Dan, with the plaid suits, the old fashioned, Also, Kieran wanted to offer some guys some treatment, some Botox, a little poo-poo. They said, I'm straight, I'm good. Dr. Damon has injectables for bad knees. You have those? Interesting. Scott was running late because he had a recital for one of his children, and he doesn't have an issue with Dr. Damon. They don't have issues, but Scott has learned his lesson of not interfering in women's business. Then we're talking about the old shot. Eugene talks about the old shot with the biggest grin on his face, which means that Toya has been sitting on that thing, bouncing that thing, and making him very happy. And Toya in the confessional is talking about how he sees a difference. You know what I'm saying? He's working hard now. And he's like, stop acting like you are a sexual monster when you're not. I'm just saying, no, you are not a sexual monster. Sit down. He put his foot down with letting her know, girl, you are not as sexy as you think you are. You're not as fluid as you say you are. So stop it. It was funny though. I liked it. And he was so happy. See that big grin on his face? Dr. Damon talks about a hormone replacement he got for testosterone. It felt amazing. It was like being in the 8th grade again. I'm like, you little horn dog, you. Heather can't take it because they already had sex every night, but she can't handle it 3-4 times a day. We're going to need to add another female into this situation because that ain't going to work for me. Eugene also talks about how he worked so hard. He worked hard since high school, college, med school, now as an adult, being a husband, being a father. And while working so hard to provide a life for your family, you tend to miss out on things that's important to you, missing out on your children growing up because you're so focused on working and working to make them comfortable. You're not enjoying it. And it's like, when you keep your head down, you keep hustling, then you wake up, you wonder, how did you even get here? Did you even enjoy how hard you made it? Did you even, bask in the fruits of your labors? You just been working. So Damon talks about not working a weekend in 6 years. I said, I want that life, Damon. I want to not work a weekend. I hated working weekends. I have looked forward to not working weekends, but I hate working weekends. I hate it. The fact that you could not work a weekend in 6 years, that's amazing. And how, he talked about you can be successful while being in ER, but you can also be a success outside of ER. So the treatment center was nice, how they were offering treatments like fillers, Botox. They don't want to do it, but Scott talks about this would have been a great place for the women to be a part of. True. Kieran talks about how Anila is his guinea pig. Whenever they get a new treatment or a new item to test out, Anila is the first to try it. And we see that Anila has gotten fillers done, possibly nose, lips. And apparently he fixed her frown lines in her forehead. So you can't even tell if she's mad, frustrated, because we can't see those frown lines. Then we ended up with Eugene talking about marriage, how sometimes marriage is up and down. It's a roller coaster. Because Martin is married, but he's about to get into a wedding. What do I got to look forward to in this marriage and a wedding? So they're trying to give him some updates, some clues, some notes, some advice. And while trying to give him some advice, you see Curtis and Kieran going back and forth with massaging him. And before he realized it, he thought he was getting a massage by the masseuse, but no, it was these two men making a joke on him, which I liked. Toya. Toya meets with Lady C, who is her therapist, and she's been speaking to her for about 6 months, talk about her life, what makes her happy, is she unhappy, is it her being a mother, is it being a wife? So last year was hard, and her husband. She couldn't talk about her problems with him because he has his own problems, and his problems was weighing on hers. And he wasn't emotionally available for her. The one man that she thought she can confide to, talk to, he wasn't there to be there for her. And especially in the pandemic. When the pandemic happened, Eugene went somewhere and he hasn't been able to come back from it. And Toya never felt that she could talk to him at that point because the pandemic was affected to everybody. So something shifted in their relationship, and her kids noticed that Toya wasn't happy. They're like, Mom, you don't look as happy as you used to be. She said, what you mean? I'm always happy. But hearing that her children recognize that she's not happy, because kids are very smart. They can tell when something is wrong, and they will act out in the energy of what their parents are feeling. So she was crying, and she didn't see the things that her kids saw. She would blame Eugene on him working so much, and thought about maybe this isn't the life that she wanted. But I don't think she meant as far as like material things. I think as far as like being in a place where she cannot confide in her husband. I did not marry my husband to be at a place where I can't talk to him. I didn't marry my husband to call him my best friend and I can't come to him when I need him. So not being so negative of what she can't get, she started to feed herself with positivity. And her therapist told her, while you both need to work on communication, and as far as you wanted something out of it, you need to give something as well. So she feels that her husband wants a supportive wife, wants some encouragement, but how can I be that when I've never had it? I've never been able to feel that encouragement, that love from him. So how can I give it back to him? After 14 years, I need it too. When I saw this scene and I saw all the comments, people were thinking that Toya is completely selfish, that all she's thinking about is herself. No, I think that people got to understand when Eugene was in the ER dealing with COVID, he was this close to catching it. And the way that he took his work home, possibly distanced himself from his wife and his children, she probably felt that she wasn't needed. She probably felt that I can't be a comfort for him. He's to himself. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know how to help him. She probably felt that, what am I doing? Am I not being there for him? How can I help him? He's not opening up to me. And I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Probably why Toy was drinking so much last season. Because she was spiraling. Probably going through depression, anxiety, the same thing that Eugene was going through when it came down to working in COVID. So I don't think that people are trying to dig deeper into what Toya is saying. Because while Eugene is working, Eugene is now realizing that it's not fun for him anymore. She told him to find another outlet, find something that makes him happy, because work is not as fun as it was anymore. She's trying to be there for him, but if he's not going to listen to when she said it, he has to find out on his own. She can't be the problem. She can't be the reason why that he's at this place right now, because she's been working him to the ground, that he's not happy. I don't think that's it. I just think that Eugene had to see it for himself. As much as Toya saw it, as Toya mentioned it, he had to see it for himself, and he had to make that decision. So at the same time, while she's talking to her, Eugene went to Dr. Damon's office to get advice, get inspiration of what can I look for outside of emergency medicine, because he was always happy going to the ER. Going to the ER was his thing. That's been his dream, to be an emergency medicine doctor. Went to med school and everything for it. But after COVID, overwhelming. How he never had a problem with death, but seeing it firsthand with COVID, it overwhelmed him. It scared him. He would cry in the car, think back on what I'm doing. He wants to make a change, but is afraid. And whenever it came down to getting advice from Damon, because Damon was there when he was starting out at emergency medicine, he would be so happy coming into the ER, and Dr. Damon would be so miserable. And he never understood how Dr. Damon could leave emergency medicine and find something else, but he gets it now. And he needs a break. Eugene needs a break. Eugene needs to find something else that makes him happy. It's like when you get your first car. You wanted this first car, you bought it, you cherished it, and when it started to break down, you did everything to get it fixed, but it still keeps breaking down. That's how it is in emergency medicine for him. It's dragging. It's breaking down. No matter how hard he tries to get it to fix, it's never going to get fixed. Because this was his plan A all along. He never had a plan B. But now, having to figure out that plan A isn't working, I got to figure out the next step. And he has to let it go. He's not about to break free from emergency medicine entirely, but he's going to find something to do. And Dr. Damon will be that inspiration for him. And I was like, wow. Between him and Toya, I felt for both of them. Because people think it's so easy to be a stay-at-home mom. It's not. It's hard. And also being a stay-at-home mom to a doctor who was right there in the front lines of everything. That was terrifying. Terrifying as hell. So we have to look at everything, look at everybody else's feelings in this matter. Not just say that Toya is not being supportive, or not saying that she's not aware of how this is making Eugene feel. Hence why Toya is living the way that she's living. She's not about to dwell on things she can't control, not about to dwell on things not going to make her happy. I'm going to live my life, and she wants Eugene to do it too. That's what that is. So moving on, we're going to end it with Anila. Anila walked in to find her kitchen a mess. Her mother is making dinner, but everything is a mess. The counters are messed up. The kids' breakfast from this morning is still there. You got crayons and papers all over the place. She said, Mom, what happened? You didn't clean up? Her mom said she didn't have time to. She didn't have no time. And she's trying to tell Anila, you need to teach your kids how to clean up after themselves. Teach them how to put their plates in the sink, throw trash away. And your nanny didn't teach them that, because Miss Gomez did everything. She wasn't just a nanny for us. She did everything, which means she raised your kids than you. That's what she did. Woke them up, got them ready for school, picked them up, fed them a bedtime story. She did everything that a mother's supposed to do, Anila. A nanny is supposed to help you balance your time as a mother. You're supposed to still do the normal things. wake them up for school, get them ready, give them dinner, feed them a kiss goodnight. All a nanny is supposed to do is just handle everything around that. Maybe pick them up for school, doing daily errands for you, not everything for you, while you can sit in front of a camera and promote another hair, promote a furniture, promote this, promote that. Anila, you depended everything on Miss Gomez to do everything, hence why she left. So Anila is upset that her mother is not cleaning up after her children and her house like Miss Gomez did. And Anila, do you not know how to clean your own house? You don't know how to wash dishes? You don't know how to wipe off a counter? You should still know how to do that because that is your house, right? And apparently, since she's so busy, she couldn't even figure that out and waited for her photographer to come upstairs because she has to do a photo shoot. So her mom is bugging her. Want to know what's going on? Don't talk to me like this. What's up? What's going on? Anila don't want to talk. She's busy. As she said, I got stuff to do. So she wants to have a conversation. Her mom has not made it easier for Anila to do blogging. She has not made it easier for her to just wake up on her own, do things on her own, and handle things without having to worry about her children. She has not followed any of the rules. She already said in the beginning, the rules don't apply to her. She doesn't respect her daughter's house. And she comes here to be of help, but I'm not following your rules. You need to follow mine. Mom, you're in my house. You're not paying any bills. You're not paying any rent. You're living here rent free. And you can't even do the job that I'm asking you to do. She said, stop treating me like a kid. I'm not 15 anymore. But apparently, when Anila was a child, she never listened to her mother anyway. So nothing that she does pleases her mother. She's complaining about the house, telling her she needs to take care of her kids. And Anila says, what I have you for? No, Anila, your grandma is supposed to help you out when you need it, not to take over your job. I'm sorry, Anila. As a mother myself, and I do depend on my mother to help me, and she does help me, but I do know for a fact, anything else that I do, it's got to be for me. It's my job to look after my children. My mother is not a stand-in. She's not a replacement. She's none of that. She's the grandmother. She's here to rotten. She's here to spoil and smother. That's it. Spoil and smother. Other than that, it's up to me as a mother to teach my children life lessons, values, goals, clean up, all this and that. That's my job. And you are literally trying to put that on your mother to do for you. Now, when they went to her event space, when she's telling her to take care of her kids, she said a mom is a mom, a grandma is a grandma, a nanny is a nanny. You cannot have everybody be that for you. Because you did look at Miss Gomez like a grandmother to your kids, but she wasn't a grandmother to your kids. She was a nanny to your kids. And how I'm a grown woman, I'm 42 years old. You can't talk to me like that anymore. You can't tell me what to do. So the fact that Anila is standing her ground to her mother said, listen, if you don't like it, I can go. Now, Anila's already asked out and not having any help because she don't want to do it. She don't want to figure out how to balance being a mother, being a blogger. She don't want to do it. So she wants to say, wait, mom, wait, don't leave. How about we meet in the middle? She got scared when her mother wanted to leave. But her mother's not going to change. You have to abide by her mother's rules, not yours. She will abide by her rules. And Anila don't know if she can do this. Her mother has been there for only 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's how long her mother's been there. And right now, she doesn't know how long she'll last because her mother is not doing what Anila want her to do. Anila want her mom to take care of her children while she's busy blogging all day. And her mother doesn't want to do that because her mother is doing what exactly other mothers do. I can help with the children, but I'm not about to clean this house. I'm not. You have money, hire a maid to clean the house. I will do my part in raising the children, but cleaning, that's not what I'm doing. Anila, I'm not about to do this with you. I'm not about to do this. You have so many complaints about taking care of your own children. And when you are receiving help, it's not the help that you want. Girl, accept your mother's help, but also hire a maid, or you learn how to clean your house if your mother don't want to do it. And you can't expect for your mom to do what you don't want to do, which is take care of your kids, because that's what's giving me, Anila. I'm sorry. It's giving me you're looking for ways to keep your kids busy so you cannot do anything. You want them to be handled by somebody else that's not you. You don't want your kids to develop more of a connection or more of a love for someone that's not their mother. You don't want to do that. Because when you get to the point where you want to now be a part of their lives, they're going to feel like, for what? Ain't you busy? You don't want that. But next episode is going to be a mess. We're going to see the fight between Audra and Toya. We're going to see all that. And some rumors about Toya in the neighborhood. Oh, my God. But, y'all, that's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.